Well, 5 years ago, Patrick Downes and Jessica Kensky were newlyweds living carefree lives in Boston.
And we all came to know their names as survivors of the Boston Marathon bombing, in which they both sustained injuries. And now together, they've written a new children's book about a special relationship in their lives. The picture book is called Rescue and Jessica, a life-changing friendship. And it's the story of Jessica and her service dog, Rescue. It's illustrated by Scott Magoon, who is from Reading. And the book comes out next week. And Patrick, Jessica, and Rescue are good enough to come in and join us tonight.
He's such a good boy. He seems to have gone to sleep a little bit there. Hi to you, Rescue. Hi to you both.
Hi.
Why did you want to do this? Why did you want to write a children's book about Rescue and your story with him?
When we went out in public, kids would see our prosthetics. They'd see Rescue with this beautiful red cape on, and you could see their minds just churning, trying to figure it out, trying to make sense of all of it. And so we had the opportunity to start talking to them and showing them our legs, talking to them about Rescue, and they loved it. They wanted to demystify what it was that they were seeing that was unfamiliar. And we gave them the opportunity to do it just by touching and talking. And so this is our formal way to engage kids in this conversation, what it means to be a person with a disability, the kind of work that service dogs do, and what it means to be a part of a really meaningful partnership and team that Jessica and Rescue are so beautifully display.
Let's talk for a minute about NEEDS, which is the organization, NEEDS World-Class Service Dogs, which is in Princeton, Massachusetts. A lot of people might not realize 95% of the dogs there are trained in correctional facilities in Massachusetts, and they donated Rescue to you. Jessica, you have a very special relationship with them.
Yes, no, most the recipients of NEEDS dogs have to raise about $9,000 to $10,000 because they cost in total about $30,000. So it wasn't lost on us what an enormous gift Rescue was for us. And so we've done our best to provide fundraising and name recognition and notoriety to NEEDS. And part of our proceeds of our books will also go to NEEDS.
And there is a beautiful parallel in this book that while Jess, you were overcoming the challenges that you were, and Patrick, you of course as well, Rescue initially started his training as a seeing eye dog, and then eventually he was changed to be a service dog. That's an important message for kids, that everyone struggles, everyone has these challenges, even a guy like this.
Yeah, life doesn't always go how any of us planned, and I think personifying Rescue and giving him similar challenges and bumps along the road really paralleled what my character Jessica was going through too. And it is true, Rescue was bred at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. He was told at 8 weeks old that he wasn't going to be a good seeing eye dog, but he might have a future career as a service dog. So a little change of plans, and by personifying Rescue, we had him be a little scared and worried about what that meant for him and where he was going to go.
Yeah, and it's so interesting. I've heard you both talking about how children encounter you in public, and you mentioned how children tend to stare because they want to understand, really.
Absolutely.
And that Rescue is trained to be a service dog, but he's helped you emotionally in so many unexpected ways.
Absolutely. He does a lot of physical things for me to help me with my disability, but I really didn't anticipate how much he was going to help, not just me, but both of us emotionally. Having something to take, I needed to take care of him like he took care of me, getting out of bed, exercising him, feeding him. It got me back on a routine. And just the joy he brought into our lives.
He's obviously so in love with both of you, and you with him as well. There are some hidden kind of secrets throughout this book. Would you go through a few of those for us, Patrick?
Sure. So in the book, Jessica is a tween, so she's not old enough to be married in this country or other countries. So I couldn't really be there as her husband. So instead, Scott did this amazing job of including me as her kid brother, as you can tell by the eyeglass frames. So you see me throughout.
Fantastic.
And I'm always carrying a fire truck, and it's a shout out to Rescue is named after a Worcester firefighter who died in the line of duty, John Davies, and then our first responders on Boylston Street, Engine 33, Ladder 15, and it was really important for us to acknowledge them.
Absolutely. What are some of the other hidden pictures here?
I should also say, for the record, I actually have a little sister who got totally written out of the book. I just wanted to say to my sister.
She's probably okay with that.
Sisters understand those things.
Rescue's the star anyway.
Yeah, Rescue's the real star.
On the final page, you see Jessica walking off into a really hopeful sunset, and that's the bridge that Jess and I were engaged. I asked her to marry me, And Scott Magoon didn't know that at the time when he included it in the book, but it's just such an iconic spot in our city. And also referenced in the corner here to make way for ducklings, as pops up earlier in the book. So it has so much of a Boston identity. Boston's a character in the book, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to be from here to really get the full meaning of it.
To understand. And so many of the beautiful colors of the BAA are woven throughout the book as well.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about, I know you said you did a reading recently with third graders. How are children responding when you read the book to them?
They were fascinated. They got the emotional transitions. Like there are a couple of pages that are clearly very sad pages. They showed Jessica going through the trials of what it means to have an amputation. One and then a second. And it really gets you with the colors, with the words. And then the next pages you see her with Rescue and how he helps her and the joy that he brings her. And they get that. They understand the emotional complexity way more than we ever give them credit for. And that's what I love about kids. We always underestimate them, and then they always outperform.
Right. Absolutely. Well, Patrick Downes, Jessica Kensky, Rescue. Thank you so much. Their new book is Rescue and Jessica, A Life-Changing Friendship, and I believe it has been, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Best of luck as you promote the book. And
thank you so much.
Just so happy to see you with such a beautiful, beautiful new friend.
By the way, hitting store shelves April 3rd. It's available online with pre-order already.
Yep.
So check it out there.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.